Hello all, today we will talk about policy troubleshooter, which is a part of policy intelligence. So basically, policy troubleshooter help us to understand why a user have access to a resource or doesn't have a permission to call an API. Given an email address that can be your principal, resource, and permission, policy troubleshooter can check all the allow and deny policies that apply to the resource. So if you want to check if any user have access or not, we can use policy troubleshooter for that. And it also support deny policies. So as we seen like in policy analyzer, it only shows allow policy, doesn't focus on deny policy, but in this case we can check whether any deny policies which are stopping our access. List the role binding and deny roles in the policy and explains how they affect our principal access. And we can use policy troubleshooter via our console, CLI, or REST API. And for the simple queries, GC like console is typically fastest. And policy troubleshooter does not account for access granted by like cloud storage ACL. It doesn't check that, and it also doesn't diagnose access related to which PC service controls. And these are the permission to use policy troubleshooter. We need a IAM security reviewer role, deny reviewer for check deny policies, and like CLI to troubleshoot like service user consumer role. These permissions are required for using like our policy troubleshooter. So let's go to into console and see how we can use this specific service. So I'm in my policy troubleshooter, and here we have to provide a email address. So I can provide like first of all my email address. So we have provided the email address. We have to choose the resource and the permission. So for the resource we can like browse here, and inside that it will give the scope at which level we want to check. So we can check at the organization level, we can check at the folder level, or you can even check at the project level. So suppose you want to check something at that like organization level, so these are the options which it supports, like all these. So I can search for a resource from here. If I have a resource at the organization level, this for storage. So it is showing like I have three storage bucket. So let me choose this one and we'll select this. And after that permission I can check like it will, so it will provide a permission also for the storage. So I can like see storage, uh, delete permission, and I can add more permission also, like pair if you want to add multiple pairs. So basically I'm checking whether my is on this resource I have the permission to delete the bucket, and I can click on check access. So it is telling me it is done a evaluation for this specific principle on this my bucket. This is my resource, and permission is this. So it is saying that I have the permission and granted. I can do that. I can delete this bucket, and there is no deny policy and there is an allow policy, and we can check the allow policy whether it has been. So you can see this policy has been, allow policy has been assigned to my project on my first project, where in that project only my bucket is there. And these two roles help me to use this permission for deleting the bucket. Owner role I have, and the storage admin role. I can click on see binding details also. So for it is saying for the binding, I no action is required, and principal is directly listed as a part of binding, and role is already there, no action required. The role in this binding already contains the required permissions, and even if we can see the JSON file also, this is the permission. Same for we can say click for storage admin. Like this, we can check all our permissions, and let's go back and check something else. So suppose you have a user, like I have one more user. I don't think he has any access. So let's check for this specific person. So we can see for this access is not allowed. Even if we click on here, it will say there is no specific roles assigned to this person. That is why there is no access. So let me assign him the access first. Then we will create a deny policy also and see how it will affect all the things. So this is my test user. On the first project, I will click on edit principal, and I will give him the storage admin role so that we can cross check how it works. So let's go and give him storage admin role. Here it is. Let's save this and let's go back and to our policy troubleshooter, and let's once again check for the same thing. We can browse the resource like, and for the scope we can change. If you don't want to check the organization level, you can even change to it your project folder level also. So basically it will show all the things as of now in the organization. If there is any bucket, it will show all the things. So if you want to see for a specific project only, so you can choose that project only. Suppose I have a sub network, so I want to check the for that, so it will show for all the projects inside that. So if you want to filter for a specific project, you can just use just change the scope. So as of now it is showing for this project maximal ascent. This is my project ID, and it will also showing for careful time, which is my another project. So it is showing for all the projects. Even if you want to change the scope, it will show only for one project. So let's go back to storage once again, and I will choose my again this bucket, and we will select this. We can add the permission from here. So I want to check whether I can delete storage bucket delete, and you can add multiple permissions according to you, and I will click on check access once again. So I have given the permission. Let me refresh. Maybe it is not updated yet. So we can see now the access has been granted, and we can check the policy. This is the policy which is the providing him the access. So what we will do now, we will create a deny policy so that this user cannot able to access the bucket. So if you do not deny policy, so basically deny policies, if you want to deny any resource access, so you can create a deny policy, and deny policy always take reference over allow policy. So basically this is a allow policy, and deny policy will always take preference. So it will deny the principal to access and resource even if he has the permission. If you don't know how to create that, I have a video on that, you can check it out. So let's go and let's create a deny policy. So I have a policy deny storage delete.json. So let me get this. So basically in this policy, what we are saying that we are creating a deny rule, and this is the subject. So this user, test user, cannot delete or use this specific permission. This is a permission has been denied, so he cannot delete a buckets dot delete. So here we cannot use this permission. So let's apply this policy and let's see how it works. So this is the command gcloud im policy create. This is our policy name. This is the attachment point, which is our project, and this is the policy file which we want to use. So our policy has been created. So if we go back and refresh this page, maybe it will take 2 minutes to policy to be effective. Let's wait. So we can see now our policy has been there. Access is not allowed. We can see deny policy is denying and allow policy is granted. So if we click on deny policy, we can see this principal is denied, explicitly denied. We can see the deny rule also. So we see the deny rule. It will say the policy name is there, deny storage delete, which we have just created. And this is the policy location. This is project, and principal is denied, and the principal is test, permission is storage bucket delete, and the rule is no condition. Even click on JSON file, and it will show the our denied policy. So with the help of that, we can came to know that this, even see we have the access, still we cannot use or delete our bucket. So it can be happen like suppose someone has given you the access to delete or create any specific resource, but still you are not able to use or delete that resource. So it can be possible that there is a deny policy at organization level or folder or project level which is denying your access. So you can come to policy troubleshooter and check your access, and it will help you troubleshoot like why it is happening, and even if you have the access, maybe someone is denied you at some level. So this is a very helpful service. Like this we can use policy troubleshooter, and you can use multiple permission. Like suppose I want to check for one more resource, like I want to check for storage only, but this time I want to check for creation whether I can create or not. So in this it doesn't have a permission for creation of bucket, but I think these are limited permissions here which we can use from that console, and doesn't involve this permission for create, but we can check for objects create. Then if you don't can we cannot check for bucket one, so we will click on objects create, and we will click on check access. So this time it will give two evaluation, first one for bucket delete and second one for objects create. We can click on objects create, and we can see there is no access policy, and we have allow policy storage admin, which help us to create our resources. Like this we can check all the things. So that's all from this video. Let me know if you have any issues or you need any help. Just comment it down. I will try to help you. Mm, thank you.